everybody, this is Aylin Stamps, your resilient foster kid right here. Um, right now I'm coming over to my mother's grave to visit her. This is part of my healing process. This is an ongoing thing for me. This is something that I'll do for the rest of my life. And, come out here and talk to her and just kind of reflect on some good times. And not necessarily think about where we went wrong or anything like that, because that's done and over with. I spent years and years and years letting me and my mother's relationship reflect on or hinder me from other relationships that I could have had with other people. And I mean years. And I'm 47 years old right now. And I didn't really come to this realization until I turned 42. You understand that? 42 years old. And I went in care when I was 8 years old. Okay, so that's almost 40 years ago. And I let my unforgiveness, my lack of understanding, my anger, my bitterness, and all these other things hinder me from good foster parents, moving on with my life, thinking that I was good enough, thinking that I could accomplish different goals, thinking, so many things that, so many areas of my life were hindered because I couldn't get past this. I couldn't get past this. And I didn't try to get past it. I just was comfortable being a victim. And that victim mentality is what kept me from a lot of things. And so this is kind of rare. I don't usually let people in on this, but I wanted to let you in on it because some of you guys have been affected by, drugs and alcohol playing a part in your mother or father or parents or whoever your guardian was' life. And drugs and alcohol, for some of y'all, is the reason why you are in care right now, or the reason why you were in care. And a lot of you guys are like me. A lot of you guys are like me. I think all of you guys are like me in one way or another, and I'm like you in one way or another. We've all of us has been through a lot of the same things. And so I just wanted to, anyway, take you over here. And I came out here to clean the grave. This is therapeutic for me. It helps me to reflect, forgive, understand, love, all those things. And it just helps me let the past be the past. But I wanted you to see this is part of my process, and this will be part of my process as long as I'm living. I'll come out here and I'll visit, and I'll reflect, and I'll let God help me to understand, and I'll just part of me forgiving is coming out here to see her, coming out here to talk to her. That's part of the forgiving for me. Some people, they won't go to the grave or they won't revisit. But for me, this is therapeutic for me. This is therapeutic for me. Because now I understand. I understand that she was an addict. She was an addict. And if you know anything about addiction, I can't even describe it. The last time I saw her, we actually got into a big fight, and I went to prison, not because of the fight, but I went to prison a couple years later. I decided to just cut her off, and I went to prison a couple years later, and I called home, and my mother had been dead for over a year, and I didn't even know about it. So the last time I talked to my mother, we fought. We drank together that night, and I was looking for answers, and the answers that she gave me wasn't good enough for me. And we got into this big argument, this huge fight, and I actually threw my bottle of beer at her. I didn't hit her, but I threw it at her, and I cussed her out. And after that, I told everybody that she was dead, to me. So, anyways, this is the end results right here. "38 years old. 38 years old." So this is in my book. A lot of these things are in my book, and I wrote the book for us. Social workers might read it. Foster parents might read it. But the book is for us, and the book is to encourage you, and the book is to share some of the things that I've been through, and that maybe you can learn from those things. And the book is just there to encourage you, and not make the same mistakes that I did. You're gonna make mistakes, but I really hope that you don't make the ones that I made, because it's unnecessary. You know, some of the mistakes that I made were just totally unnecessary. And if I would have just thought differently, then I wouldn't have had to go through the things that I went through. But the things that I went through got me here, and they got a book to you. So it's not all bad, but it was bad at the time, and some of that stuff was just totally unnecessary. So I love you guys. Stay resilient. Remember, as a resilient attitude is to think positive. So think positive. As much as you can, think positive. And know that none of this is your fault. I know you feel like it, but until you understand the situation, you're going to think it's your fault. Until you really know what your situation is and why you're there, you're going to think this is your fault. So get an understanding. Get an understanding of why you're there, okay? Get an understanding why you were in foster care. Please. If I don't tell you nothing else, get an understanding of why you're there. Please do that. I love you guys. Stay resilient. Peace.